So Google Sheets is like the Google's equivalent of Microsoft Excel. And if you don't know anything about Microsoft Excel, it's basically a spreadsheet system which you can use for normally for financial documents. When you want to add things up, it's good for planning. It's good for making tables and charts and graphs and that sort of thing. So the best thing to do is probably to actually have a look at some of the template files that Google have created, just to see what you can do with the program. So as usual, we're going to start off by going to google.co.uk. Okay, so we're going to make our way to the top right hand corner if you're signed in. If you're not signed in, left click on the little circle in the top right, and it will come up with the option to sign in with your username and your password. Okay, so now we're signed in. We're going to head over to this tiles in the top right hand corner. I'm going to click that, left click on that, and then we're going to scroll down to where it says Sheets, and it's the green rectangle. I'm just going to give that a left hand click. Okay. So it's actually a very similar layout to the Google Docs if you've had a look at that video. Basically, any documents that you have will be stored down in this bottom section here. This is the recent section. At the moment, there's only one document in there, which I made earlier. And then at the top, it's got the templates that you can have a look at and start with. And in the top left-hand corner, there's the blank. So this is to create a new blank document, which is a new blank spreadsheet, if you like. So yeah, that's basically the basic layout of it all. I'm just going to show you some of the templates, just so you get an idea of what you can do with Google Sheets. So if we go up to here with the template gallery and just left-click here, this will expand that out and it will show you the different things that you can create. So like I said, it's good for, basically spreadsheets are for numbers really, okay? So they're good for dates, so you can make calendars. They're good for financial information, you can make a budget. And it's also good for tables, so you can make things like a to-do list. So let's just have a little look at one of these things, okay? Let's have a look at a financial statement, okay? So all of these templates have been created in Google Sheets. And I'm just going to have a look at this balance sheet. Okay. Let's see if there's any actual information in this, okay. So basically here, this is a quite a complex example, but this is just an example of how you can record sales and costs if you're in a business, and lay them all out, and it does totals for you automatically across the month. Okay, this is quite a complicated example, but it's useful for businesses. These are sort of the main ways in which businesses can track their costs and their profit, things like that. You can use this for calculations as well. Okay, let's just go back. So this top left-hand corner to go back. This little arrow. Do it a couple of times. We'll go back straight back to the landing page. Okay, and we're going to create a new spreadsheet. So left click on this big plus, and I'm just going to show you sort of the basics of how the spreadsheet works. Now this is spreadsheets are probably one of the more challenging Google apps that you can use. So out of Google Docs and Google Slides, they're a little bit easier, a little bit more intuitive to use. With the spreadsheet, it takes a little bit of practice, and later on I'll create some extra videos and also set some sort of exercises and challenges, because I feel that the easiest way to master spreadsheets is just by practicing. But let's just have a look at the basic layout, okay? So it's different, it's different to the Google Doc. It's got, everything is divided into what's called cells, okay? So you can see there's this box, this blue box, it's called a cell. And in each cell, you can type into the cell. You can put anything you want in it. You can put, let's just say a word. Okay, so like the date. Okay, you can put numbers in. So let's say we're gonna put something in date format like that. Okay, you can put numbers in there as well. Okay, so if I wanted to put 500. Okay, so basically you can type into any one of these cells by left clicking on one of the boxes. You can now write into that cell. Okay, and you'll notice that along the top here we have the A, B, C, D alphabetically. These are the columns. Okay, so it's organized into columns, which go all the way across to Z here, but you can actually, it can go even further. And then going down from 1 all the way down, we have our rows. Okay, so things are organized into columns. So this is a column, and into rows like this. Okay, and that's kind of helpful for if you're creating a table, you need to be able to think about what you're going to put in the top, the headings in your columns, and what you're going to put in your rows. Okay, to delete something from a cell, just select the cell and then do backspace, and that works if you want to select multiple. So let's say here, let's just pop something in here for a sec. You can select all of these, and if you click the backspace, it clears everything from within the cell. Okay, and there's lots and lots of tools that we can use. But let's just do. I'm just going to show you one kind of important feature of the spreadsheet and how it differs from the other documents, is that you can use it for calculations. So we'll do a simple addition. Okay, this one here I'm writing in, you can see it comes up at the top here, equals 9 plus 9. Okay, so I know from just being able to add it up in my head that that's going to be 18. When I press enter, it turns into 18. Okay, so if you need to always start off with any, this is called a formula, you start it with equals and then you do the sum that you want. So it can also do multiplication, use the little asterisk for multiplication. So that's if you, on your keyboard, you press the shift key and the 8 key and it comes up with this asterisk. I'm now going to do equals 9 times 9, press enter, is 81. Again, just from our arithmetic, I know that's correct. But what's kind of helpful is that you can add these two together. So let's say if we're going to create a total, by this time I can click and I can put equals, and I click on this cell which has 18 on it. Now I want you to just see here that it's saying C3, and this is like a coordinate system, or like when you remember if you're playing battleships, okay, you've got C all the way down, it's in the column C, and it's the third one down, so it's C3, so that's the reference it's called for this. And let's say we're going to add it to the 81 plus, and then I can click on the cell for 81. And here you can now see it's C4, so the column C4. So what it's doing is going to say, I'm going to add whatever's in C3, and I'm going to add whatever's in C4, and that's going to be the answer. I'm going to press it, and it's 99. Okay. So, with these small sums, it's not that difficult to do in your head or use a calculator. But the good thing about the sheet means that if you've made a mistake, or let's say something changes. So let's say let's just say that this is the money paid to me on Monday. Okay. Oh, and you can see it's not quite fitting in there. So this is what I mean by when you're practicing, you learn the skills along the way, because even when I'm trying to plan this tutorial, I forget about things that you need to know. So with this, if you hover over the gap between the B and the C, you left click and you drag, you see that line's moving to about here. Okay, left click and drag a little bit more. Now it fits it. So that's how to change the size of is to change the width of the column. You can also do it for the rows, okay? So if I had lots of, let's say lots of information in here, putting these on different lines, okay? Oh, see, there's here. It's actually automatically changed the height of the row. But you can do it manually as well. Okay, so you can left click on this boundary and then drag to make it larger or smaller. Okay, let's just delete that for now. Okay, so it's just to show you can change the size of these, change the size of the cells. Okay, back to this example. Money paid to me on Monday, and I'm going to put money paid to me on Friday. So let's just say this is an example where I receive a payment on a Monday and a Friday from someone, and you know, we've got this here where it says 18 plus 81 is 99. But let's say that, you know, I had to change that to say, oh, actually, I didn't pay you that much on Monday. Sorry, I made a mistake. It's not 18. It's another value. It's 27. Okay, so remember this was the total and it was at 99. When I click away, it's automatically changed it so that it's 27 plus 81. And the reason that is because if I click on here again, we can see it's C3 plus C4. So it's adding whatever's in C3, which is this one, and it's adding it to whatever's in C4. And that means it doesn't matter, you know, I can change this value, I can change any of these values to whatever I want them to be, and it will automatically give me the total. And this is why, you know, you might be thinking, well, why am I going into this sort of this explanation as detail? It seems a bit strange, but this is the real power of the spreadsheet. Okay, it's that you can have calculations that can update automatically. You can use different functions. You can use all sorts of powerful tools to help you with numbers, basically, and that's helpful with financial information. But we'll cover it. We can cover it more in further detail. One last thing is to note that the same tools that I've tried to highlight with the other programs as well for formatting the words are the same on Google Sheets. You can make them bold. You can change the size of the font, and you can change the fonts here. Okay. But yeah, more about that on later ones here. But this is really just it's good to just open up one of these sheets, type different things into the cells, type different numbers into the cells, and practice using some of these calculations. But we'll go further through that later on. Okay, same as with the other Google Docs and Google Slides. If you type up, left click up on the top here, and then you can name your Google Sheet. So I'm going to call this money paid. Okay, and you can choose where you want it to be saved. It's saying to start off with, it's going to be in my drive. But if I left click on there, I can choose which folder to put it in. And I've actually made a folder called Sheets earlier on. Okay, and that's now saved in my Google Drive. Just as with the other Google tools, this has been automatically saved. Okay, so this is I haven't had to click save. It's been automatically saved for me. So when I click out here, if I go back, so just a note here, let's say it says all changes saved in Drive. When I go back, I can find that my money paid sheet is there waiting for me in the recents. If you want to go back to it, do some more work on it, just left click on money paid, and it takes us back to where we were. Okay. Finally, just going to show you that I saved it into the Google Drive to show you where that is. Okay, so if I go to the tile at the top right and then go on the Google Drive, I can now see under this folder here where it says Sheets that money paid has been saved. So it's saved in the Google Drive. You can also open it from the Google Drive by double clicking. Okay, so I think that's enough information for now, just to get started. And yeah, we'll spend a bit more time on going through some of the other features and the tools that are on Google Sheets.